We'll start with a prayer then. Hari Om. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Okay. What do? We carry on with the word or okay, let's carry on with our chanting of verse number 7.14. Hari Om Padmaja.
Hari Om, Hari Om.
Okay. So we are doing 7.14 of Jnana Vijnana Yoga. Chant Marna ellaru. Daivi Hyesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Mameva ye prapadyante Mayame tam tarantite. Yes. Somebody can chant.
Daivi Hyesham Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Mami Vaye Prapadyante Mayam Etam Tarantite.
Yes. Next.
Daivi Hyesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Mame Vaye Prapadyante Maya Metam Tarantite.
Nice. Suma?
Yeah. Daivi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Mame Vaye Prapadyante Maya Me Tam Tarantite.
Yes. Rahul.
Devi Hesha Gunamayi Maya Duratyaya Mame Vaye Prapadyante Maya Me Tam Tarantite.
Yes. So now I think here, is anybody else there? Oh, yeah.
Good morning, Purnimaji. I just joined, sorry.
Yeah.
Are you reciting the shloka?
Yes, we are. You should. You can recite now.
Oh, I didn't listen. I'll try my best.
Yesha Gunamayi
Daivi Hesha Gunamayi
Mama Maya Duratyaya
Mama Maya Duratyaya
Mame Vaye Prapadyante
Mame Vaye Prapadyante
Mayame Tam Tarantite.
Mayame Tam Tarantite.
Yes. Jayashree, will you be able to recite or what?
No.
Okay, fine. Okay, you're this Jayashree. All right, fine. Okay, this verse, it actually comes down to Jnana and Vijnana. This is the Vijnana. How do I come out of Maya? Anta idrolge Bhagavanta ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. How? My divine energy Maya, consisting of the three modes of nature, is very difficult to overcome. But those who surrender unto me cross over it easily. ಏನಂತೀರಾ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ? What is the insight regarding this? Okay, there is one question. Yeah? Yes, Padmaja.
Okay, so most of the people claim that Maya is all mithya. Material energy Maya is a perception
Mm.
that is created due to ignorance. This is what people say. If someone attains that spiritual knowledge, Maya will cease to exist. People believe that the soul itself is the ultimate reality, and once we understand this, all illusions shall dispel. But in this particular shloka, in this particular thing, this theory is negated by the Bhagavad Gita in this verse. As Sri Krishna says, Maya is an extension of his energy.
Mm.
It is a part of his energy, and it is not an illusion. The human mind is made up of Maya, and no one can successfully control the mind. Though we try to keep doing it, however, desires appear, and then sometimes we go ahead with it. So the question here is that, is it impossible to overcome Maya? So the Lord Krishna says, those who surrender themselves to me, to the Supreme, then by my grace, by my blessings, they would smoothly cross the ocean of material existence.
Mm.
Now that Maya also has become mine, so I will instruct the Maya to leave this soul.
Correct.
Anta. That's
Haudu. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Bhranti Rupena Samsita. It is the divine only which is in me as Bhranti or illusion or Maya. So you surrender to the boss and everything is settled for us. So yeah, that's a nice point that Maya, what did you say? There was one point which I noted when you said illusion is, ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ ನೀವು beginning ಅಲ್ಲಿ.
as per Maya, as per Sri Krishna, Maya is an extension of his energy and not an illusion. Illusion alla though. It is an extension of his energy.
Maya creates illusion.
Correct.
Ashte. Maya is not an illusion. It is very much a power of the divine, but it creates illusion.
Correct.
Maya in its potential is a divine energy, but when it comes to the jiva, it becomes avidya, ajnana.
Correct.
So we become deluded by the illusion. So there is one question. Mameva ye prapadyante. Those who worship me alone, they can cross over Maya, anta God is saying. So what does he mean here? Does he mean only Krishna, me? Don't worship Shiva, don't worship Durga, don't worship this anta ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನಾ? ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ Krishna? Mameva. He's very, very confidently, very, very emphatically he's saying Mameva ye prapadyante. So it's very easy to get Maya can overcome us here. What does he mean by this? Anyone, please answer. Suma, ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? Mameva ye prapadyante andre, what is God? What does God imply here?
Sorry, I always had the question whenever like if Bhagavad Gita ಓದ್ಬೇಕಾ Krishna ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ you surrender to me and ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ I just get confused with so many gods and everything.
Yeah. So what does he mean here? You're not sure.
I think it all means it's our own higher self we should be able to, connect to. That's all.
Right. Correct.
Sachidanand Rupa anta I mean that Prabhuji ಹೇಳೋದು ನಾನು ಎಂಬುದು ನಾನಲ್ಲ that truth. I mean, God is not a human being, or God is not even a personification. God is a concept of nothingness. Nanalla, that full concept is God. So
very nice.
Yeah.
Since humans always connect to one Nama, Rupa and all, so it is like let you take whichever God you want.
So I think I just wanted to give that example, especially the next both this shloka and next shloka.
Okay.
We were last session we were discussing about cosmos. It's idella.
Correct.
So I mean, if we've all studied protons, neutrons, and electrons.
Correct.
That was identified as the fundamental three particles. But adadmele inna further another 12 particles have been discovered. I mean, when I mean, couple of years back, I had questions sumne hinge bantu. What if Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, and all the remaining planets are electrons? Sun is the nucleus, and Sun is the proton and neutron together. Solar system itself is a cell. is an atom.
Correct. It is a Yada Pindanda Brahmanda. Correct.
So we can, if we assume that, I think I mentioned this in the last step. Electron microscope. If we assume that the most powerful electron microscope right now can zoom to maybe 2000x magnification, maybe 50 years from now, somebody will come up with 20,000x. So ಒಳಗಡೆ ನೋಡಿದಷ್ಟು ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಒಳಗಡೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಬಂತು, ಕ್ವಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಬಂತು, ಹಿಗ್ಸ್ ಬೋಸಾನ್ ಬಂತು, ದೇ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಫೋಟಾನ್ಸ್. Maybe if I go to some 50,000x, maybe I can see another 500 particles inside that electron. So like this sentence is, my divine energy consisting of the three modes of nature is very difficult to overcome. So the more and more I try to see, same thing with the telescope also. In microscope telescope, if we have a like Hubble is out of the solar system right now. So some years from now, maybe there is a telescope they will build which will go out of the Milky Way galaxy, and they will be another whole new version of the universe. So, you mentioned Madhuri last session. I mean, don't try to understand Maya, try to transcend it. So, tale kedate hortu ಇನ್ನೇನು ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ understand.
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ತುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ most of the Upanishads, they begin with a question, disciple, master, disciple question ತರ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೊಳಗುನು ಅವರು ಹೈಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೇ ಕೇಳೋದು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್. ನನಗೆ ಫಿಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡು, ನನಗೆ ಕಾಸ್ಮಾಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡು, ನನಗೆ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡು ಅಂತ ಯಾರು ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ. This is the vidya, which is the most important. Mundaka, the starts with a question. The student asks the master, tell me that, knowing which I know everything.
Right.
See how beautiful that is, how profound. I understand the root, I understand the cause, and all the effects are understood. Not that individually I will come to know each and everything. No, it is just that the light, I know that I am the light which is shining upon the entire effect. Anta. It is so beautiful. Indra, you wanted to say something, add something to that. Carry on.
Yeah, me, it's a sense, it's a true nature of, true sense, essence of the nature.
Yes.
That is Satchidananda.
Satchidananda, my essence. Even earlier, Krishna has said, yo vemam yo veti tattvataha. So, you understand me in my essence. Don't look at me as a name and form. The essence of me, you, everything. It's not me alone. It is the essence of all. In the previous loka also he says, I am the essence, the jiva bhutas are the essence. Anta. So all of us, the sentient beings, we are the essence. I am the essence. So if you understand, if I understand my essence, that's it. I am Maya metam taranti. I'll be able to swim over Maya. What is it? What is the implication of I will taranti Maya? What is the implication? Yenagatte? What is the implication of this? Maya is difficult to overcome. The three modes of nature is very difficult to overcome. But those who surrender unto me cross over it easily. How will it help me in day to day?
Just go with the flow of the life. As it comes, accept and go. No expectations, no reactions.
Why? Yak helu? See, there is some logic. There is no expectation.
When we surrender, we accept the whole thing, right? When we surrender,
surrender, sari, you understand your real nature. Then what will happen to you?
Less disappointment.
Less disappointment, correct. But what is that which makes you come to the conclusion that, I don't know, I'm not able to put it. When you understand when you wake up, you are dreaming, Shweta. You're dreaming and you're having a nightmare. You're having the worst time of your life. You sweat, you shiver, you tremble, you try to shout, and you feel suffocated because the voice is not coming out. But then when you wake up, what happens to you when you wake up? What's the real?
It was illusion. So you wake up from the illusion and you calm down. So I think at the end of the day, the way I understand is the more you surrender, right, you're not carrying the burden. It just helps you live a very calm, peaceful life at the end of the day. That's how I interpret it.
Just that you wake up, just as you wake up from the sleeping sleeping state to waking state, it is the same way you have to wake up from this waking dream as well. And then laugh.
The Maya.
Yeah. It's all just in, projection of my own mind anta barbeku. Advar tanka I am still in Maya.
I think that is when the external situations do not affect, that much as if you are in the other way.
It's like watching a movie.
Correct.
You enjoy the movie. It might give me an aesthetic experience. I might even just laugh or cry or empathize, everything. But when I go home, I don't carry it. So that is how that is supposed to be the effect of waking up from Maya. It sounds so impossible because all my entire, this whole projection of Jagat is so real. So how can I wake up from this dream anta barate? But that's the whole, effort is towards that. So the word prapad means to completely surrender. Actually, the word prapad in Sanskrit means to catch hold of the feet. Pada, prapada, to catch hold of the feet. Of what? Of the divine, of knowledge, of jnana. Catch hold of jnana. So why shouldn't I catch hold of something else? My family is there, my health, my wealth. We all pray to God for that health, wealth, family, everything. Why doesn't it help me? If I'm having the time of my life, say, for example, if you talk to one youngster now, they will not feel the urge to, surrender to anything because everything is going good for them. What will you tell them? Suppose, surrender to Krishna anta yargaru makkalige ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಯಾತಕ್ಕೆ ಸರೆಂಡರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗೇ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ what will be your answer? It's important. We should know what to tell the children, isn't it? Why should I surrender to Krishna alone? Why shouldn't everything is fine? I have a good life, I have a good family, I'm intelligent, I'm getting my ranks, or I'm getting the seat in my best in the college that I want, I'll get the job that I want, I'm capable of it antalla ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, what is your answer? Why should I surrender to God anta ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ what will you say? Anyone?
I think we are too stuck in processing what we are seeing. So I think the stimulus and response, and when we take the concept between the stimulus and the response, there is a process that's happening. I think Purnimaji, last session you mentioned that story. The Buddha and his student, they were sitting. I mean, and there was this. There was a lady who was being chased by a couple of men. Neev ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ last session.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿ
I read it somewhere. So there is this lady who is being chased by a few dacoits, some miscreants. They're chasing her, and she happens to pass in front of Buddha and his student. And she just looks at them and she just ಹೇಳಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ ಏನಂತಾನೆ poster some pose ಮಾಡಿ run and hide somewhere in the trees.
Okay.
The thieves reach there after a few seconds, and then they ask Buddha and the student, "Did you see men here?" And that. So Buddha says, "No, I didn't see no Dilana," he says. Then the thieves, they just disperse and they go away. So the student is very surprised. How come Gurugal sudlu helidru anta? He tells us not to lie, and how did he do that? He can't contain his curiosity, so he asks Lord Buddha, "Why did you lie? You saw the woman." He says, "No, I didn't see any woman." So ಈಗ್ಲೇ ಬಂದ್ ಹೋದ್ಲಲ್ವಾ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಹೋದ್ಲಂದ್ರೆ I mean see you have already made a judgment that she's a woman, so I didn't see a woman or a man, you know. So, I mean, he's able to see through her that, you know, that whether he's able to see her as protons, neutrons, or electrons. A woman, another is a judgment that you made that she's a woman. And so, and it's so unprocessed in our mind that we are not perceiving anything as a thing. So,
My God, I
it's a
know.
very inspiring story.
Ultimate. He really didn't see. Probably.
I didn't see a woman. So that's
Wonderful. So ಅದೊಂಥರ
So,
ಅಶ್ವತ್ಥಾಮ ಕುಂಜರಹ ತರ ಆಯ್ತು. Very nice. Even if you like deliberately, that's also good. You know, dharma is important. ಹೇಳಪ್ಪ.
But then Purnima, even if you look at these youngsters, if you try to tell them, I don't think they'll understand also. Whatever you tell, they'll not.
So you have to tell them in the way they understand. So what is your answer is my challenge question for the day.
So this is what I would, can I take a stab at it?
Yeah, sure.
So you know, I think about my kids now, my twins. So this is what I would probably tell them. They're you know, show something what will resonate in their minds, right? So I would take like one of the pendulums, you know, like those things which goes back and forth, and whatever the extreme point.
Shweta, your voice is
one side happiness, one side sadness. Is it better now?
Yep.
Hang on 1 second, Purnima. Is it better? Okay.
Yeah, it is.
I can take my headphones off if not. Just let me know if you can't hear.
ಸರಿಯಾಗಿದೆ ಇವಾಗ ಶ್ವೇತಾ.
ಸರಿಗಿದೆ. Okay. So pendulum ತಗೊಂಡು I would show them one extreme was happiness, one extreme is sadness. So let's define that, right? And then, you know, if you start, right? But then if you slow down the process a little bit, just a tad bit, you'll know what happiness is, you'll know what sadness is. So I would tell them, like, start dialing down a little bit, you know, just like one degree, right? I mean,
Shweta has dialed down completely.
to come
ಶ್ವೇತಾ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಪುಟ.
that middle grounds, right? Level, it takes time. You can't hear. Okay. Is this better now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, then headphones stuck, but yeah. So I would tell them, like, you know, to dial, you know, I would tell them to start dialing down a little bit, right? The pressure you apply on the pendulum.
Yeah.
So by 1 degree, it'll start slowing down.
Right.
So that's how I would show them that, because you don't want to be in any kind of extreme happiness is also bad, extreme sadness is bad.
Very
But
nice.
if you start dialing down and start living in the middle, is where how I would teach my children to be. I mean, I try to imagine that to myself too. When I feel very happy or sad, I'm like,
yeah,
let me dial
very
it down. Let me dial it down. I try to keep dialing it down.
Yes.
To think through it that way. So
Very
that's how I would explain to my children.
Wonderful. And I'm sure they'll understand as well. Very nice.
We had a conversation recently. They lost their one. They lost their grandfather. So they were extremely kind of unhappy. He just, you know, spent like 6 months with us.
Correct.
So I was just trying to like talk to them about it and get them through it. And that was something what I actually brought it up with them. So
Wonderful.
I don't know if they understood or not, but still,
I'm sure it was soothing, you know, in some manner.
it actually helped me. It was just helped me get over it, you know, kind of. So
nice, very nice. Good, Shweta. Good. So Kamla wants to say, what will Kamla tell her child? You know, why should I surrender to Krishna? Yes, Kamla.
So I just asked Sanvi the same question just now, and she gave me an answer. Like, okay. So she's telling that all that I get success and whatever I feel is pleasure, and it is materialistic, and whatever and it will not give us happiness. So it is pleasure versus happiness. Happiness comes from inside, and it is eternal.
Wow. Look at that child, yaar. She has given the perfect answer. So beautiful.
No, but our question is not to such students. No, our question is for those who negate.
Our question is not for Sanvi. It is for
It's not
Aditya.
for me. Sanvi will reverse. She will give lecture to us.
He will only take the class for us. But that is the point. That's the point. Because however much I depend on happiness in the outer world, that's what we have to tell the children. You might be healthy now. You might be intelligent now. You have your family around you now. Everything, but it can just go in a trice. How do you know? It can just disappear. Corona. What happened during COVID times? One day I am alive, the next day somebody in your family is gone. Just like that. So this is also treacherous. You cannot invest too much in the outer world. However beautiful, it is not solid. You cannot, there are no guarantees that tomorrow I might just fall and my memory might go. You might pride on your intelligence, but that is not Shashvata alve alladu. So that is what we need to tell children. This is very, very, very nebulous. This is really, you have it today, but there is no guarantee that you'll have it tomorrow. So catch hold of something which is solid. Catch hold of something which is going to be there with you all the time, which is the grace of God, which is God. And God, andre, I don't know how people can explain God to children. Right? We have to start with the Saguna Brahma. So it will give you all sorts of faith and peace of mind and blah blah blah. All that has to be done. It is treacherous anta helbeku ashte. Helama Padmaja.
So my 14-year-old son is asking me, Mama, where is the God? You tell me, where is the God? Anta. He is there everywhere, baby. Ante. No, but then a lot of people say he's not there. And then how can we say it's there? You are saying it, but I don't believe it. No, I can't see, he's there, Anta. So you tell him whatever. He says, I know something is there, God is there, but I cannot, tell exactly, is this the right thing or wrong thing, Anta. So some people say it is there. Some say, I don't know. Some say it's not there. So who's correct, Anta? So even if you try to explain, I don't know.
I know, it's very, very difficult. So what will you tell this fellow now, little fellow? See, inside you are breathing. The processes inside your body. Are you doing anything to make that happen? Athara, you have to direct the attention to the natural processes, which apparently they're happening by themselves. It cannot all be explained by science. I don't know. ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಪ್ಪ ರಾಹುಲ್ ಅಂತವ್ರಿಗೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು? God.
Where, or I would replace both where and who and put it with what. So try to explain. I mean, try to
What is good? The energy behind all the things. Yeah.
I mean, like a smell of a rose, or a fragrance of a rose. Or,
Correct.
I mean, or that happiness that you feel, even if the child looks at a puppy and feels happy, it's like, can you show me that happiness?
Yes.
Yeah, so that happiness is God. So if you can show.
Good one. Yeah. Yeah. The problem is when you give a name and form, this is God anta one Krishna photo, one Devi photo ತೋರ್ಸಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು problem ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ. So these other things they might understand. Happiness is God, joy is God, something like that.
Yesterday, I was reading a Raidas pad, like Kabir Das, Raidas anta hodu.
Raidas. Haudu.
So Raidas on Hindi textbook alli itto on the erdu pad there. So one in that Raidas is telling that God, you are the chandan, sandal, and I am the water. So how a chandan, jaise chandan, jaise pani mein ghul jata hai, how it gets mixed. And if when you take a bath with that chandan water, it's everywhere. My whole body part is smelling with that chandan water. It's like that, you are there everywhere, Anta. So this guy, when I read this, he already concluded that God is there. He's only telling everywhere God is there, So.
I think it is it's slow process ಅಂತರ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಸಿದ್ಧ ಮೆಚೋರ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಪಾಪ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ. ಅಷ್ಟು ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಒಂದು ಬಾಯ್ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ದಂಗೆ E=mc² ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. So they have to mature. They have to get more experience in life. They have to understand there is much more beyond this ಇದು ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So no need to force anything to anyone. but just teach them to respect everything, whatever. Adrolge id bandbidatte. Ethical and moral life helkododu nam dharma. That's all. That's enough, I think. That's enough. Okay. And then what else I wanted to say? Mame vaye prapadyante. So yeah, all the other supports are going to leave us at any point of time without even an notice. They can just leave, because the law of karma operates, in a very, we don't know how it operates. It is, we cannot take anything for granted. That's the main thing. I want to share a beautiful, the song of the Sannyasin. I'm sure most of us know. It is Vivekananda penned this song, and some of the lines are here are very, very evocative. So, Song of the Sannyasin anta ಹೇಳಿದಾರದು. Strike off thy fetters, bonds that bind thee down, the bonds of shining gold, or darker or baser ore. Love, hate, good, bad, and all the dual throng. No, slave is slave, caressed or whipped, he is not free. For fetters, though of gold, are not less strong to bind. Then off with them, sannyasi bold. Say Om Tat Sat Om. So, however beautiful a life you may have, you might be living in a golden palace, you might be the Maharaja of the world, but a slave is still a slave. Why? He's a slave of Maya. He's the Maharaja is also bound by all the trappings of his life. So whether it's a gold or iron, it's a binding, it's bondage. So remove your fetters, off with your fetters, O sannyasi bold. Say Om Tat Sat Om. Sannyasi is a term he uses for all the ones who are on the Jnana Marga. Who sows must reap, they say, and cause must bring the sure effect. Good, good, bad, bad, none escape the law. So it's describing the law of karma. But those who wears a form must wear the chain. As long as I identify with myself and the world, I must wear the chain of samsara. Too true, says Vivekananda. But far beyond both name and form is Atman, ever free. Now know thou art that. Sannyasi bold, say Om Tat Sat Om. So know the Atman, know that you are Atman and be free of the fetters. Anta heltare. Adikke we have to surrender to Krishna and know our own self. Okay. What's the time? Okay, we can do one more. Then Krishna goes on to say what happens or what he thinks of those of us who don't, remember him. He uses some very harsh words here. Okay. Namam dushkrutno.
Sorry, so sorry, Purnimaji. Question ನಿಮಗೆ ನೀವು ಆಗ್ಲೇ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರಿ, right? Why does Krishna say you have to believe in me ಅಂತ? ಅದು ಫುಲ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಸತ್ತೆ ನಾವು.
ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ
ಎಲ್ಲ
ಯಾಕೆ
ಮಾಡಿದ್ರ ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ? What is your thought process?
ಅಲ್ಲ, rather than why should I believe in Krishna ಅನ್ನಕ್ಕಿಂತ why should you not depend on your environment and take it for granted ಅಂದ್ರೆ I'm intelligent, I have my parents, I have my this, that antalla. If you're investing too much on whatever you have now, that is not going to be permanent. It's treacherous. You might lose that in a second. Then what will you catch hold of? Krishna. That is what.
No, I thought your question was why just Krishna, not any other gods. I thought that's how I kind of understood.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Why just Krishna? Krishna is just a metaphor for the truth, Satchidananda.
Right. Okay.
Krishna is a metaphor, like Shiva is a metaphor, or Rama is a metaphor, or any Sadguru is also a metaphor for what is the essence. The essence is I am Sat Chit Ananda. I am existence, consciousness, bliss. That is, my nature is I am ever existent. I am ever happy. Anta. ಅದನ್ನ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಇನ್ನು ಫುಲ್ ಡೀಪ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಸತ್ತು ಚಿತ್ತು. ಚಿತ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಚಿತ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಆಲ್ ನೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್. ಚಿತ್. ನಮ್ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರ ಚಿತ್ಗೆ? ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಪ್ಪ. ನನಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದು ಇದು ನಿಮ್ ಮಗು ಬಂದ್ ಹೇಳತ್ತೆ, ಇವತ್ತೇನೋ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು, ನಾನ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್, ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ದ ನೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ದೇರ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಇನ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ನೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೀ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಚಿತ್. Knowing principle itself. I know something means I'm aware of something. That is chit. Awareness is chit. And I exist. I am there. Even in a dark room, if you ask, you can do that experiment with your children. Katle kodal hakputtu, light ellide, switch ellide, table ellide, chair ellide, ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ. Because they're all dependent on the senses. ಕಣ್ಣು, ಮೂಗು, ಕಿವಿ, ಬಾಯಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಓಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ you can see the world. But ನೀನಿದೆಯಾ? Are you there? ಅಂದ್ರೆ it's a direct experience. They say, yes, I'm here anta. Yes or no? It's a direct personal experience of existence. You don't need your sense organs to tell you that you exist. That is existence. That is Sat. And just the knowing that I am, I is Sat. Am is the knowing that I am, the knowing that I exist. That is Sat and Chit. Anta. And that bliss, that Ananda antidiyala, that's the dicey one. My nature is Ananda, my nature is Ananda anta Sachidananda equation alli, God is Sachidananda and I am God, I am Sachidananda anta ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, how come I don't feel that Ananda all the time? Why? Because I'm not tapping into the internal Ananda. I'm tapping for the happiness from the world. I like something, I like ice cream, I like coffee, I get a high when I get the first rank in my class. Those are the highs we expect from the world. Those are the anandas that we expect from the world all the time, which is not happening. Alva? Because it is very conditional. Those anandas are very, very conditional. Whereas when I'm firmly established in my, because why that happens? Because I don't know that I'm Satchit, that I'm ever present and all that. I don't know. I am limiting myself to my particular form. I'm this limited body mind complex anta. I have a name, I have a role in society, I'm so and so's, my parents are so and so, I go to so and so school anta. A limited identity nalli, there's only limited ananda you can get, which is very conditional. Whereas if I identify with my higher self, then I can tap into that ananda, which is always my nature anta. Yeah, that is the thing.
Makes sense. Thank you.
All right. So 7.15 nalli, this is a continuation and how what Krishna thinks of those of us who don't understand the previous verse. He says, namam dushkruthino moodhaha prapadyante naradhamaha mayaya apahrita jnana asuram bhavamashitaha mayaya pahrita jnana asuram bhavamashitaha. Okay, anyone wants to chant? Okay, shall I call out Padmaja?
Namam drishkritino mudha prapadyante naradhama mayaya pahrit jnana asuram bhavamashvita.
Very good. Rahul?
Yes. Namam dushkritino moodhaha prapadyante naradhamaha mayaya pahrita jnana asuram bhavamashvitaha.
Very nice. Indra?
नामां दुष्कृतिनो मूढाः प्रपद्यन्ते नराधमाः मायया अपहृतज्ञाना आसुरं भावमाश्रिताः.
Very nice. Shweta?
Namam dushkritino moodaha prapadyante naradhamaha mayaya parita gnana
Asuram.
asuram bhavam ashritaha.
Very nice. Kamala?
Namam dushkritino moodaha prapadyante naradhamaha mayaya pahritagnana asuram bhavamashritaha.
Very lovely. Nirmala?
नमां दुष्कृतिनो मूढाः प्रपद्यन्ते नराधमाः मायया अपहृतज्ञाना आसुरं भावमाश्रिताः.
Very nice. Suma?
नमः दुष्कृतिनो मूढाः प्रपद्यन्ते नराधमः मायया प्रहृतज्ञाना आसुरं भावमाश्रितः.
Very nice. Shaila?
नमां दुष्कृतिनो मूढाः प्रपद्यन्ते नराधमाः माययापहृतज्ञाना आसुरं भावमाश्रिताः.
Good. So there are 4 kinds of people who do not surrender unto me. Those who are ignorant, those who are lazy and they follow their lower nature, though capable of knowing me, and those with deluded intellect, and those with a demoniac nature. Moodaha, naradhamaha, asuram bhavamashitaha, dushkritinaha. ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ದೇವರು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಬೈತಾನೆ, ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ರೋ ನನ್ನನ್ನ ಅಂತ. See how many harsh words he is using here. ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಇದೆಯಾ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ? ಪದ್ಮಜ, you want to take you want to share some?
Yeah. So as they said that there are 4 categories who do not surrender. So one, the ignorant who lack the spiritual knowledge that the soul is eternal. So Muda is actually grossly foolish. So here there is an example for it which says that like donkey is there, compared to it is very hard working. It has all this, but it looks for that bundle of grass that the master will give. It may be in the field of grass, but it will do hard work and all that, and it will not look at the grass that is available, but it will only look at the grass that the master will give at the end of it. So it will be just doing Mudaha job. Like that, people are always into some busy of something or the other, and they know all the time the God is with them. There is a higher self, but they don't connect to that. They'll be busy that I don't have time for this, I don't have time for God, all these activities, and it is all into a Muda activity. So they're all Muda. So that is on the first category. So the second one is the lazy. They have the knowledge, they have the awareness, but it's just the nature, the lazy nature. The Naradhama is the lowest of mankind. It's also said that 84 lakh species are there, out of which there are 4 lakh human species, it seems.
Oh.
So out of these also, how many are those who are conscious, God consciousness are there? So human beings should use their things to revive their consciousness and work towards that. So this is the second nature. And the lazy nature, this can be a big pitfall for those who are on the spiritual path.
Yes.
So this is the second. The third one is deluded intellect. So under all these categories of scholars, highly educated, those who think that, we are so educated, we don't have to connect to anything else. We ourselves are into something great. So they always think of they are proud of their intellect, and they don't have any faith in the saints or scriptures or anything. They don't believe in these sadhus or any of these kind of things. So they think whatever they have achieved so much, they are proud of their intellect, or arrogant rather. So their intelligence is stolen by that illusion.
Yes.
So that's the third category. And the fourth one is demonic nature. These demonic nature people are well aware of God. It's just that they don't like.
Ah.
They are far from devotion.
Mm.
They will argue that God is not there. They themselves will can say that I am the God or whatever is I am. That is a different kind of thing. So they are into demonic nature. By being aware of these things, still they don't like and they want to be far from all this devotion and all. So most of these atheists, they come into that category of thing. And that's my explanation.
Correct. Very nice. That's it. So Duskruti, so taking each and every gali that Krishna is giving those who don't believe in me, one is Dushkrutinaha. What is this Dushkrutinaha? Dushkruti is the most devastating. The ones, those who indulge in harming others, harming society, those are the worst sort, Dushkrutinaha. They are dishonest, they cheat people, they hurt others, they break the law, they are a burden on society. And why they are not able to take refuge in the Lord? Because the burden of their karma is so much that it prevents them. That is also there. See, like in the previous shlokas, the Lord has said, so many people come to me. Oh, among those, so many manushas are there. Among them, only some of them come to me, and among them, only some of them understand me. Why? Why such huge filtering mechanism? Nothing but prarabdha, nothing but bad karma. Only punya brings us to the Lord. Even to come to the Lord, the grace of the Lord is required. Even to come to the path of jnana, the greatest of grace of Lord is required. So Dushkritinaha, the burden of their own prarabdha is so much, they are not able to swerve from their bad habits. It is so difficult. And when they pass away, they leave their mortal body, they go to the lowest of heavens, Papa. So that's the worst, Dushkritinaha. And then but then, so is there no no respite for this Dushkritinaha? So the Lord says elsewhere that even once if that bad person thinks of me, then he should be called a virtuous person. Even if once the bad person regrets for his sinful life, then he should be considered a saint, says Krishna. Just once let him remember me. He is a saint. So see, that is how the compassion of the Lord is. That is how great the compassion is. Wonderful. So anyone can take refuge in Krishna. If just that one small window of this thing opens up, understanding opens up that I am so and so, please help me, Lord, anta bandre, the Lord will protect. And that is Dushkrutinaha. Then Moodaha, of course, is foolish. Foolishness in so many ways. Moodaha is just a foolish. See, even if it's a very cold night and a nice bonfire going 1 meter away, but that Moodha will not go and take refuge under the bonfire, because sometimes the Moodhas are those who are suffering with their own guilt. I don't deserve a good life, I don't deserve anything well. Adonthara idu ulta reverse snobbery idu. I'm no good for anything anbuttu they castigate themselves so much that they close the doors for any kind of intervention, either from a well-wisher or from God. That is also a moodha, isn't it? Sometimes we see friends or family going into so much of a shell within their own that it is so hard to break it. That is also a moodha. Go seek help. It's there. It's being offered all the time. Just ask and you will receive. Even in the Bible, he says, ask and you shall receive. To be able to ask is a sign of intelligence. To be able to seek help is also intelligence. It is a first step towards surrender. Don't sit on your high horse, either high horse or low horse. Ayo, I don't deserve it, anta. So that is also a moodha, anta heltare. And then what else is a naradhama? The naradhama andre yenu andre, here the God implies a person, a human being who has got very, very basic instincts, the lowest among humans. He is just born a human, but his instincts are very, very animalistic in nature. ಏನು animalistic instincts andre? Ahara, Bhaya, Nidra, Maithuna. These are the 4 basic instincts that animals have. So, being born a human, if you are still operating on that base instinct, then such a person is called a Naradhama. Evolution ಆಗೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, physical evolution ಆಗಿದೆ ಹೊರತು mental evolution ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. That person is he has got a reptilian brain. That is a Naradhama. So that takes more evolution for that Naradhama to come to Krishna. And then Asuram Bhavam Ashritaha. Though, what is this Asuri Bhava? Demonic nature. What is the demonic nature? It means those who delight only in their senses. Sense pleasures indane beelta irtaralla. Those are the Asuri Bhavas. Desire, desire, desire. Whole life is spent in fulfilling their desires. What desires? These Naradhama desires. That Naradhama is one tamasic. The Asuri Bhava is rajasic with tamasic desires. Only sense objects. He is the Asura. Asuri Bhava. Adike Rakshasarna, when we paint the Rakshasas, they're always dark in color. They have got their, horrible fangs and they have these teeth because their senses are so developed. They're overdeveloped and it has to be always proper. They have to go on feed those senses all the time. I want to see beautiful things. I want everything for myself. I want to always enjoy good food, good music, good this. Ella bari ade ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ. That is Asuri Bhava. Completely sense-oriented and world-oriented. Then what happens to them? They are Maya apaharita jnana. Maya apaharitaha. Completely deluded. They have no way of knowing their own true nature, Papa. Occluded by Maya. What is Maya? Strong likes and dislikes. Strong likes and dislikes. I don't like this, I like that. I want this, I want that. That itself is Maya. That itself is Maya. All of us in some little extent, we have that. ನಂಗೆ ಇದು ಬೇಕು, ಅದಿದ್ ಬೇಡ, ಇದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ಇದು ತಪ್ಪು, ಇದು ಸರಿ. Tappu sari is good. Good and bad. It is required for transaction in civil society. But know in the background that all is good. Anta. Dushkrutinaha. Dushkrutinaha. Idella nalakku helbuttu namge Naradhama. We have to decide where are we anta. We are not. We have come here to surrender to Krishna and understand our true natures. Right? Okay. So what are the primary rules of spiritual? Now that we have come to Krishna and we are none of this, we have Mameva ye prapadyante. We have come and we have surrendered to Krishna and we want to get out of Maya. So what should I do next? There are some primary rules of spiritual life. Muru, Satya, Ahimsa, Brahmacharya. Always be truthful. Truthful to what? Truthful to my higher nature, Satya. Ahimsa. Once I understand my true nature, Ahimsa will come naturally. Everything is me. How in my dream, all my projection, including the most ferocious tiger, is my own projection of my own mind. So I will not hurt it. When I come to know that everything I see in the world is my own projection. See, in the previous shloka, what God says, Sutre Manigana Iva, I have ellarnu ottige hakkonisbididini. I am not excluded from anything in the world. Very much part. We are all part of the same, matrix, whatever. So I cannot hurt anyone. So Ahimsa will come once I understand the essence. Satya, Ahimsa, Brahmacharya. What we are doing now? Going around Brahman, trying to understand Brahman through Shravana, Manana, Niridhyasana. This is what should be the purpose of our life. That is it for today. Any thoughts? Please, you're welcome to share. Any more thoughts on this? Nirmala is very quiet. You have to say something and then only we will close. Okay. All right then. If anyone has to share anything, fine. Otherwise, we can close for the day.